Okay, so I am back. Facebook just cut me off, so I think that they are having some issues with their live feeds right now. But I will just leave off where I was a moment ago. We just got to kind of deal with it, don't we? Never know what's going to happen. So, where I was yesterday or earlier, I was talking about summary, and I was said a summary is putting a text in your own words. It is a retelling of something. And then I said a point of view could be a character's feelings on the events, or if it's a nonfiction text, an author's feeling of events. But in this case, we're going to kind of talk about the main character in our book, which is, I already explained, A Ball for Daisy by Chris Rashka. I said that this book won the Caldecott Award in 2011 for being the best picture book of the year that came out. And it is a great piece of literature, but what is special about this text is the summary that we are going to write is really a retelling of the entire text based on our opinion, because every one of these pages are wordless. The entire text is told by picture. So I am ready to get started for the day, and then we will look at our summary here in just a second. Okay. So this is A Ball for Daisy by Chris Rashka. All right, so where we start, I'm going to have to try to show all the pictures. So it looks like that there is a little girl, and then we can assume Daisy is the dog. It looks like Daisy loves her ball, and we can tell that she plays and plays and plays with her ball every day. Turn the page. Daisy loves her ball so much that it wears her out, but she even goes to sleep with it. So it's really, I can assume it's probably her most prized possession. Okay. So, looks like Daisy, we can assume, is very happy. How do we know that she's happy? This is good at making inferences and drawing conclusions. How can we know? Dogs often wag their tails. So this shows movement. She's wagging her tail. She has her ball, and it looks like her owner, her little girl, is saying, hey, come on, Daisy. Time to go somewhere. So off they go. Looks like Daisy is super excited. We can assume it looks like that they're probably going somewhere outside maybe to play. Okay, so every one of these pictures goes in a sequence. So it looks like Daisy is, they're throwing the ball, Daisy's getting it, she's retrieving it. These pages are sticking together here. Okay. Uh-oh. But it looks like somehow the ball has maybe bounced through a fence. And now she's going to have to get it. So the little girl has gotten a ball back, and oh, look, we have another character that's been introduced. Here's another dog who also wants to play. And look, this doggy has taken the ball from Daisy, and oh no, we can assume here in this picture that Daisy is what? Very upset because her ball has just broken, popped by another dog. Daisy is very, very sad. She looks at the ball, and then here comes the little girl running to her. And we can assume that the other character, the other little girl maybe, and the other dog, they're watching. Okay, so all these pictures working in a sequence. And as you can see, I want you to pay attention to the colors here. Illustrators will sometimes show emotion by changing colors of a picture. So we've started here, kind of a light brown. We can tell maybe she's not happy. But as it goes on, we can see the color gets darker and darker. And if our emotions get darker, we get very upset, very mad. So we can assume that Daisy is really mad. She's trying to play with her ball, but her ball doesn't work anymore. And here she is. She like has a dark cloud over her, and her little girl is saying, "It's okay, Daisy." And now we can tell by Daisy's pictures that she is very, very upset. And there, uh-oh. So the popped ball has been thrown in the trash can. Nothing we can do with it now. All right, so Daisy has gone home and she's sleeping. But look, it looks like that she's just kind of melting into the couch. If you feel sad or sick or upset, oftentimes you just kind of melt in the couch or the bed. And so here is the little girl. She's trying to comfort Daisy. But do you see again the color in Daisy? Chris kind of has put darker colors around Daisy here. But now the color is brighter. So that tells us maybe a change in emotion is coming. So the little girl now takes Daisy to the park again. And look, the dog and the other little girl have bought a new ball. So what can we tell about Daisy's expression here? She's thrilled. She's so excited. And off Daisy and her new friend go, playing with the ball. So the little girl and Daisy go home, and the other little girl and her doggy go home too. So if you were with me last week, whenever we did the Rubia and the Tres Osos book, we realized that we found out that Rubia made a poor choice. She realized she made a poor choice by breaking into the Los Osos home. And so she tried to make it up to them by bringing them new sopa to share with them, new soup to share with them. So in this case, I'm just making a text-to-text connection. Did you see I'm doing that as I'm thinking aloud? The little girl and dog over here realized that the doggy broke the ball, so they had to replace it for her. It was an accident. The dog just got excited. She didn't mean to pop the ball, but it happened. So they had to make it better. And then the last photo or picture is here. And look, there is some yellow around Daisy. So we can feel yellow is a color and sometimes colors do give us warmth. They give us feeling. Yellow is one of those colors that kind of gives us a warm feeling. It reminds us of a beautiful sunny day, like what it is outside. And it makes us happy. So it shows that Daisy is happy. So now, let's give a summary from Daisy's point of view. So the character's feelings. So if we even want to, we could summarize this pretending like we are Daisy. So that's what I'm going to have us do today. We are going to summarize pretending like we are Daisy after we have read this text. So if you have paper or pencil or whiteboard or something, get that out. And we are ready. I'm going to try to move this back a little bit. Get as much of my board in here as possible. Okay. All right, so this is A Ball for Daisy by Chris Rashka. I'm going to write that at the top. I'm still going to underline it because it is a title of a book that I'm handwriting. Oh, misspelled his name here. There's a CH in there that's kind of silent, if I remember correctly. Okay, so this is A Ball for Daisy by Chris Rashka, and I am going to tell this in the viewpoint of Daisy. So I do have the text here if I need to go back and make sure that I don't forget anything. But if I don't, I'm just going to try to go by memory here and tell it in terms of pretending like I'm Daisy. So instead of saying Daisy over and over, I'm going to use the words I and me and we that put me in the text. I also am going to focus on those feeling words that we know that were shown by the colors in this book. So I'm going to parentheses put POV of Daisy. All right. I'm going to start by saying my name is Daisy. I love to play with my ball. I play all day and night. So we know that that happens. And then, oh, I almost forgot this. She even does what? She sleeps with it. So I could say, I play all day and night, and I even sleep with my ball. Okay? So now we're entering to the problem of the text. This is the first part of the text, just kind of sets it up, shows how much Daisy loves her ball. So now I can tell the actual events that happen, the problem in this text. Now, I would say this is a good first paragraph. Do you notice that I indented? When I indent, I show that I have a set of sentences that go together. I'm going to come down. So this is the back story about Daisy and her ball. I'm going to come down and I'm going to indent again, and I'm going to tell about another, about the day that this problem happened, the day and then the next day. Okay, so I can say one day, and I'm going to line up my one underneath the my so I could see it's the start of a new paragraph. One day, my girl, we don't know what the girl's name is, so I'm just going to call her my girl, and I went to the park. I was playing with my ball when another dog came to play. And then what did the other dog do? She accidentally what? She popped the ball. She popped my ball. I was Instead of saying sad, remember how we talked about good vocabulary words? Here's my flower that I made as a reminder to always use good vocabulary words. Instead of saying sad, I could say I was devastated. I was distraught. I was upset. I like devastated because that shows here, after her ball popped, look what happened. Remember those colors? Devastated is a stronger word than just being sad. So I was devastated. I could say, or what did the girl, what happened? My girl threw away my ball. I went home my table chair there. There we go. I went home and spent the day what? So here she comes. Let's see what happens when she goes home. I went home and spent the day. It looks like she was so sad, so maybe crying. I went home and cried. So that's the problem paragraph. Now I can finish my summary with the resolution paragraph. So this is kind of the rising action. This would be the rising action. We've talked about plot. This is the climax, right? And now we're going to talk about the falling action. So I have my rising action paragraph, I have my climax paragraph, and I have my falling action paragraph. So now, the next day they go back to the park, right? So, she was like, okay, yeah, I'll go play, I guess. The next day, we went back to the park. The other dog and girl were there. And what did they have? Do you remember? They had a ball, a new ball for Daisy. And then they played, and Daisy got her ball, got a new ball. So we could say the other dog and girl were there. They brought me a ball. So I need to show emotion here. So I could say I loved it, which, okay, that's an okay word, but what is a better word? Let's try to remember. Think of a better word than loved. I adored it. I thought it was fabulous. I thought it was incredible. Any of those words would work, but I'm going to say I adored it. I adored it. I got to keep the new ball. Period. So, this is a summary, and I know that I worked very quickly because Normally in class, I wouldn't work this quickly. I would be brainstorming with boys and girls. But since I am the only one that's teaching this right now, I know that you have a chance to pause this and write it down and listen to it as many times as you need to figure out what a good summary is. But just to make sure that I didn't miss anything, I'm going to go back and I'm going to reread my rising action paragraph, my climax paragraph, and then my falling action paragraph. My name is Daisy. I love to play with my ball. I play all day and night, and I even sleep with my ball. Okay? Yeah, that's just some backstory. One day, my girl and I went to the park. I was playing with my ball when another dog came to play. She popped my ball. I was devastated. My girl threw away my ball. I went home and cried. The next day, we went back to the park. The dog and girl were there. They brought me a ball. I adored it. I got to keep the new ball. So, summary. Easily done in a matter of a few minutes, and we didn't even need any words in a text in order to do it. That proves how important looking at illustrations and other text features are in a book. So what I want you to do, my challenge for you, is to write a summary on a text that you have at home. You need to be reinforcing these skills. We don't want you losing them just because we are out of school right now, okay? Yes, we know that you are still going to school at home, but you're not going to school many hours a day. You're not actively seeing your teacher for 7 hours a day, usually. I want you to make sure that you're doing everything in your power to continue to learn. So that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. And again, I'm sorry that Facebook acted crazy there for a minute and my video stopped in the middle. So I will see you tomorrow for Friday. Woohoo! And until then, two little poodles. Goodbye.